Good evening to all, and thank you for viewing my presentation addressing the departure of the nuns from Via della Lungara 233. If you have already viewed Paulina's presentation, you will note that there is considerable overlap in our research. Perhaps the combination of our efforts will result in a better defined narrative regarding the facility's transition from an oratory to an empty space prior to its being occupied by John Cabot University. To provide structure for my research, I began by creating a timeline specific to the history of the Figlie di Maria Ausiliatrice, omitting the details regarding construction at the site. For this timeline, I am, of course, indebted to the work of both Maria Vittoria di Sabatini and Elizabeth Morehouse. When the female order was founded in 1872, it followed the Salesian focus on evangelizing impoverished children by providing education and recreational activities. The Salesians are a missionary order which continues to thrive to this day, being the second largest religious order in the Catholic Church, with presence in over 100 countries throughout the world. And here you can see Mornese, where it was founded, just north of Genoa, founded by Don Bosco and Maria Domenica Mazzarella. 20 years after its founding, the Salesian Order of Nuns established their presence in Rome at Via Marghera, a location which they continue to occupy today as an overnight guest house for women. Within 5 years of moving to Rome, the nuns had rented space in Bosco Parasio and had begun their mission of providing education and recreational services to the economically disadvantaged children from Trastevere. This space quickly became inadequate, and within 3 years, they began looking for a suitable alternative location. With the help of the priest from Santa Dorotea, the nuns identified space at Via della Lungara 233 and obtained permission from the Salesian Provincial to purchase the property. Lacking the money, however, they were advised to pray to St. Joseph. The money appeared, and the school was subsequently named Oratorio Festivo Femminile San Giuseppe. 3 expansions to programming occurred in the ensuing years. In 1904, the Patronato Giovanni Artisti e Operae was created with support from the Jesuits and provided skill training for the girls. An after-school program was opened in 1907 with the support of Monsignor Francesco Faberi, and the Colonia Marina program began in 1916. This later program provided trips to the seaside for the girls. Programs flourished with a combination of oratory pupils, novices in the religious order, after-school participants, workers in the patronato, and during the summer Colonia offering. However, finances were forever a source of uncertainty for the sisters. Following the purchase of the property, donations were needed to fund ongoing activities and building expansions. The donation from Pius X, from Monsignor Faberi, and from Duchess Amalia Trolonia are all documented. One page in the comic book about the life of Teresa Valse Pantalini references, quote, "The Gentleman from Montevideo," which presents the intriguing possibility that funding may have come from South American sources, because 25 years before extending their missionary activities to Rome, the order had established a presence in Uruguay. We will never know the details about the Gentleman from Montevideo. Nevertheless, accounts of the life of Teresa Valse Pantalini highlight her participation in soliciting funds from Trastevere through begging in the neighborhood, which suggests that despite successful special fundraising events and the presence of patrons, the Charity of Neighbors was needed to sustain the sisters' mission. Which brings us now to the question of what specifically led to the sisters giving up their property. According to Maria Vittoria de Sabatini, it was financial difficulties which prompted the sale of the property. But it is interesting to note that the nuns remained in the property for 8 years after the sale. Did that 8-year period represent a gradual decrease in enrollment, or were there other factors leading to their departure? Other possible factors which have been suggested include the impact of Vatican II, the domestic training no longer being embraced by young women in Trastevere, or perhaps a shift in priorities to other schools run by the Figlie di Ausiliatrice. It is possible that continued research will reveal further answers, or it is possible that the true reasons will remain a mystery. As Paulina noted in her presentation, no new information was obtained through contacting the sisters. Interaction with the priest at Santa Dorotea provided a theory, but no documentation or data. We will continue in the coming weeks to search for answers.